Hey coin collectors, Dan the Collecting Man here today. Today I want to talk about if I was buying gold or silver for the very first time right now, this is what I'd do. So I want to go through some of the things that I've learned over my career of stacking and buying gold and silver, especially with so many new people coming into the industry right now with gold and silver surging at all-time highs. It's definitely a good opportunity and time to look at what you're buying and ensuring you get the right items so you're not spending too much money for the products that you're getting and you're getting some good tangible investments. So let's go through that a little bit. Also ensuring we are using our head over our heart. So I think that's something that for me I've learnt a lot is sometimes I use my heart and I buy something because it looks beautiful, but the cost of silver has definitely not improved and it hasn't been a good investment. So I want to go through some of those core learnings that I've seen. So let's dive in and talk all about the factors you should consider right now. So whether you're a seasonal stacker or just starting out in the bullion collection, we can all agree that it can be very, very daunting to ensure you get the right products. So there's some absolutely beautiful products here you can see on the table, and there's definitely some here that I'll go, oh, I wish I hadn't bought that. That was not a good investment. So there's so many different types. So you've got your government minted, you've got your proof coins, you've got your bars here, your gold, silver, you can get poured silver and fractional gold. So different types of things that you can get. You can also get your non-government minted is another style that people like to get. So before we get into it, please feel free to put down in the comments some of the ideas and things that you've learnt along your journey to help out some of those newer stackers. Just ensure you put those comments below and we can have a nice healthy debate around what we all think is the best silver and gold investments right now to be buying with gold and silver shooting up. And also please click that like button if you're enjoying these kind of videos and ensure you subscribe. Apparently 70% of my viewers have not subscribed to my videos, so I'd really appreciate it if you support the small channel to ensure you click that subscribe button. So head versus heart. What are some of the things that I have definitely bought with my heart and definitely not my head that have probably turned out to be not as good investments at this point in time? We can start with this one here that I've just recently got. This is a platinum Britannia, so definitely something that is quite unique to have some platinum. Definitely, I think from my heart point of view, I just feel that there is a future for platinum. Don't know what that is, but we're seeing that's probably one of the metals that even with all the things that are happening in the world right now, it hasn't increased in value much. It did go up a little bit, but now it's dropping back a bit. So definitely platinum is something that I still think it's good to have some of, but I certainly would not be buying big volumes of it. I'm looking to probably get an ounce all up, and that's about it. I'm not going to be buying a lot of that. So some of my stronger investments that I've made over the last 6 months has definitely been this kilo one here. So this absolutely beautiful piece of silver. This is from the Perth Mint, obviously the Lunar Dragon P125, so the Perth Mint's 125 year anniversary. So this one, when I bought it at time, I spent in Australian dollars 1,237, and the spot price at the time was $34.50. So a very, very low spot price. Now you're looking with obviously a bit of premium on top of it, around 1,615. So that's a whopping $380 in all about 3-4 months of investment. So definitely from a silver content point of view, you got about 32 ounces in this one. So, and we're looking at silver price today at filming $46.33. So absolute banger of a time. So definitely buying the bigger pieces of silver, you find that you do get a better return compared to some of the smaller fractional pieces when it comes to silver if you're looking for some better investments from my point of view. So definitely having silver has been fantastic. Definitely loving seeing that price go up a lot, but it definitely can cost a little bit more up front. Another one that I've had is some of these older gold that I've got. So this one's from 2002. This one was a 1/10 ounce Perth mint year of the horse. As you can see, it's an absolute beautiful piece. And I spent all of $99, which was probably way too much at the time. But I thought it was pretty cool for $99. Now, just gold value alone, you're looking at $376. But it'll definitely be worth a lot more than that, given it was only minted to 1,341, and we're seeing the price of some of the older Perth Mint Lunar Series definitely going up a lot. So I think this is definitely something pretty cool and very unique to have. But I'm definitely loving having little bits of fractional gold. I think some of these have definitely created a lot of good value over time. You can see this one here is another coronation version. So already I've made investment. Yes, there was premium on top of this when I bought it, but with the gold value that's gone up, I've already covered that premium cost just in the gold content alone. So another one is probably, I'm not sure if it's going to be a good or bad investment at this point in time, has this been the St. George and the Dragon 2 ounce. So it's only 2 ounces of silver. So from a silver content point of view, you're only looking at just under $100 in silver content, where this cost me at the time of buying around $440. So still reasonable value. I'm definitely seeing them going up a little bit more over time, but from a silver content point of view, these proof ones are something that I'd be a bit wary of right now. You've also got this proof kangaroo from the Perth Mint. This was another cool one. This is one of the first silver Australian bits that came out with a King Charles on there, so definitely very unique. But definitely having those proof versions of coins right now is something that I would avoid a little bit. You'll find that it'll be very hard to sell. So if you're looking at trying to sell some of these higher end things with the cost and the inflation, you're going to find that there's going to be a very small niche market of people buying, and they're going to not buy as much. So that's definitely something that needs to be a long-term investment. So you really need to look at those proof items that you're going to buy now, and do you see it still being valuable in 10 to 15 plus years? Because otherwise, if you're looking for a return over the next couple of years, I don't think you're going to see that. You're actually going to have to sell it for not far from melt value or a little bit more, because you're not going to get those premiums on it as much as you would as some of these other bits of silver. So what would I do if I started right now? So I would probably buy roughly around 60% of silver and 40% of gold, even though they're both going up at a pretty heavy rate. The future with some of the wars and some of the other countries and how much silver and gold they're buying, with the look of the future of silver potentially running out in the next 20 or so years, I think it's always going to be a good thing to buy some of these kind of gold and silver. You'll look back at this, and yes, there may be some dips and you may lose a bit of the investment initially, but if you hold it for the long term, you'll definitely get some good return. So for me, I would focus on your government minted silver. So we've got the Britannia from the UK, Philharmonics from Austria. This is the Mexican Libertad. The American Silver Eagle, definitely a very popular one to own, and probably in the world is one of the best ones. For me, one of my favorites is the Canadian Maple, a really unique one to have and definitely something good to own. From an Australian point of view, definitely can't go past the Kangaroo. Definitely a really good one from the Perth Mint, and the South African Krugerrand. They're probably the core ones you'll look at getting if you're going to get some government minted silver. You also have the Chinese Panda, but I would be very cautious around getting that one. I haven't even seen much of it around the world yet. I think China's actually holding on to their silver, so they're going to be very hard to get and obtain. And as you can see here, it's only 30 grams, where most 1 ounce is 31.1, so you actually don't get a full ounce of silver when you buy that. So tread with caution definitely when it comes to the China Pandas. The next one for me is also having fractional gold. So looking at some of these 1/10 ounce or higher, or around that kind of size. So this is a nice one that we came out last year. I think this is 2023. A bit of gold from the Royal Mint. I've even gone down to the 1 grams here from the Perth Mint. So absolutely love the Perth Mint. It's something pretty cool to get, and I'll be looking to getting some more of those ones. I find when you get the bigger bits of gold, when you go to sell it, it's harder to find someone that's going to buy it at that gold plus premium kind of value. You're not going to have as many buyers out there. You're going to have to go to a bullion dealer, and they're just going to pay spot price for it, which means you're going to end up losing potentially some of that premium. Where fractional gold does seem to hold its premium a bit better, so definitely you do seem to get a better return in the longer term. As much as you do pay the premium at the start, you do find that you get it back. So definitely something to take into consideration. And if you only need $1,000 or so, you can sell one of those 1/10, and then you've got your $1,000 pretty quickly. So it definitely helps to have that. Another one are these sovereigns. So this is a special edition sovereign, but definitely having sovereigns, I'd say for me, if you're going to buy gold, definitely get sovereigns, especially some of the older ones. This is a special edition King Charles coronation version, so very, very limited, and definitely cost me a fair bit in coinage. So I think I spent around 1,360, and in gold value right now, this is only worth 966. So I'm still down around $400 from a gold content, but from a collectability point of view, in the long term, and I'm definitely looking to hold this 10 plus years, if not for a longer time, these kind of sovereign collectible ones with the king's effigy with the coronation crown on there will become quite collectible. So from a gold point of view, it's not as valuable yet, but I think with the way things are going, I think this will definitely be a really neat one to have. But definitely having any sovereigns from Australia or any other kind of country. So sovereigns aren't specific to the UK. They're not a product of a certain brand. The Royal Mint is probably the ones that are most famous for it, but you can get sovereigns out of the Perth Mint. In fact, they're going to release a special edition this year for the Perth Mint's 125 year edition. So that brings me to this one. I think this is another good, unique coin that's come out this year. This is the Perth Mint's 125 year anniversary. And I think some of these ones are going to, as much as they're government minted, so this is $1 face value, these are going to be collectible for the long term. So you're always going to get the silver value out of it, plus a bit of premium, because people are going to look for having this kind of almost complete a set in some regards, because it's got all the three key animals that the Perth Mint release on their coins. So you got your kangaroo, which is this one, as you can see here, your kookaburra and your koala. So they're definitely having this one for a 125 year anniversary is something that you will get some return. Also, some of these other special Perth Mint lunar ones. So this is a lunar one with a privy dragon in there. So it's got a little dragon with the bigger dragon. So you definitely find some of these can give you some return. So definitely for me, focus on your government minted coins if you really want to look at some kind of return. There's also, if the silver does drop at any point, you'll find that some of these government minted coins do hold their value, and they'll at least hold the premium above the silver price, so you're not going to lose as much. Where some of these bars, you're normally paying just above a silver melt value when you buy it, and you get just about that much back. So you have to wait a longer term to get the reward out of the silver. As much as they can look beautiful, and as you can see, some of these do look absolutely amazing, and I'm pretty happy to have some of these as part of my long-term collection. Right now, the way things are going, I'd be more cautious around that and just trying to buy some of the bigger pieces of silver if you can, and also the government minted, and also fractional gold. And also make sure you buy from reputable dealers. Don't buy off eBay. You're going to get a lot of fakes off eBay. I did a video not long ago of me buying some American Eagles, 2024 American Eagles that looked pretty good. Actually looked almost better than the US Mint's version, straight from China. So you buy it for a couple of bucks. So you got to be very careful when you're buying stuff from eBay that you don't check out the dealer. I would always go from proper dealers, and that way you've got less risk of getting ripped off and getting fake gold and silver. So I'd love to know if you're new to joining the gold and silver, if this is something new for you and you've only just started the journey in the stacking. It's a beautiful community and I have a lot of fun. And the thing is, there's so much beautiful artwork when it comes to gold and silver. You want a bit of everything as it comes out. So that can be a bit of a bug, but if you're looking for it as a core investment, stick to the government minted, stick to the bigger pieces of silver as well. And for me, I think fractional gold, the smaller pieces of gold, is probably for me a little bit better, safer investment from my point of view, and steer clear of some of the proof versions for now, unless it's something that you can see that you're going to hold for a long term. Otherwise you won't get that profit out of it that you might be looking at for the future. Please ensure you click subscribe to stay up to date with all the videos. I really love to hear some of your comments, and please give me a big thumbs up if you really enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching and joining the coin collecting community. I'll catch you in my next video. Dan.